So how much have you made with Ecom so far?
With this brand, I've done $1.5 million in 6 months.
How old are you now?
I just turned 22 a month.
Because 1 out of 4 to hit 1 out of 4 products you tested, and one of them just did 1.5 million in the last 6 months. Like that's pretty impressive.
So Trench Mode started when I had like $100,000 on hold with Shopify payments, and I had an Amex bill that was like $180,000.
When it comes to ads, you said you launched 30 to 40 creatives per week at one point.
Yeah, about that, yeah. I want to ideally exit this brand in 1.5 to 2 years for hopefully 5 mil.
So how much have you made with Ecom so far?
With this brand, I've done $1.5 million in 6 months.
6 months, 1.5 million. And today is an exciting moment for everyone, because it's going to be our first official client from Commercive that's getting their 20,000 order award.
That's sick.
And we have it here, and it's live. So many of the clients are getting it shipped to them.
Wow.
And I want to pull it out, put it on you.
Let's see it. I've never even seen it, like the actual thing.
So here it is, live.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pull it out.
Yeah, yeah. It looks so sick.
Here we go. Look at that. I'm gonna put it on you. And we have an engraving one coming as well.
So sick.
Yeah. You gonna put these on?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. Sweet.
Dang.
There we go. We're in business.
Now we're in business.
We're good.
So how does it feel hitting 20,000 orders, getting that award?
I mean, it feels good, honestly. Like I said, I started running Meta like beginning of January.
Yeah.
So just having everything happen so fast, I feel like it takes people some time, you know. I feel like it's been super cool, and yeah, I mean, it feels great to be the first person to get this award. Obviously, couldn't have done what I've done without Commercive. No weird paid promo or anything, but like, yeah, I mean, it's been sick.
Love it. How old are you now?
Just turned 22 2 months ago.
22. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Love it. I feel like young guys are taking over the game.
Bro, there's a lot of very young people who are doing crazy numbers. It's unreal, and like people like don't know them.
Yeah. No, for sure. That's the point of the pod. We want to bring on young killers, guys who are doing huge numbers with e-commerce, and bring real value to the people who are scaling their e-commerce business. Because I don't think there's a lot of people to talk about scaling. You know, starting is always the easiest part, and then you get into those rocks, and then it kind of, where are people to help you through that, right? To be able to scale. So I want to talk everything scaling today. How you took this brand from 0 to 1.5 million. 6 months, which is insane. You've never done Meta ads before this.
Nah.
What traffic sources were you relying on before Meta?
So I want to say I started like 3 years ago, just drop shipping on TikTok, but honestly, not even 3 years ago, because like 3 years ago it was like more like I'd run a store every like month or two. It wasn't that consistent. And then TikTok started just absolutely ripping for me. Mm-hmm. And so I just ran TikTok up until the point where, like, in my opinion, TikTok's like not runnable right now.
Yeah.
Just insta suspended every single time, no matter what. So I switched over to Meta, and I mean, it took me like four tests, and then here we are.
4 tests. What do you think you did different than other people who are just spam testing products?
So when I test, I don't just like throw something up and leave it for 3 days, and if it's not profitable, cut it. I think that's a really bad way to test, because you're not really testing things. So testing is all about like variables, and like there's so many different variables that go into like a good proper test. Most people are just testing a product. I don't think there's like, I don't really agree with the whole like winning product thing. I don't really think that's a thing. I think you can sell anything to anybody. You just have to have the right offer, the right creatives, you know, whatever the case might be. So many different variables. And so I think I just do more extensive tests and test way more things than just the product, if that makes sense.
So what does it cost you per product test?
So per test, minimum 700 probably. Okay. I like to test for about a week. Again, first 2 days, literally just trying to get sales, trying to get that proof of concept. And then, the rest of the week we're testing different offers, different angles, and even different landers sometimes.
Really? Okay. And what are the main things that you're testing right off the bat? Is it the offers, creatives?
Yeah, I play around a lot with offers. Again, it's just one of those things where like, I feel like even just in general, people are like more willing to buy something if they think they're getting an amazing deal, or if it like they're like, oh, like, it's gonna sell out or something. I'd be stupid not to buy this. So like obviously build that urgency with the creatives,
Right.
build that urgency on the lander, and then have a great offer that's going to convert. And I think the offer is probably one of the most important things about your brand and your product, whatever type of ecom you're doing. I think the offer is super underrated.
What offers have you been seeing that's working now?
So I've been seeing a lot of people start to value stack. The offer that works best for me personally is just the straight up buy one, get one, buy two, get two, buy three, get three. I've found that works the best. Obviously buy three, get three, price per unit goes down tremendously from the buy one, get one. So people always just think they're getting a better deal. And even if they don't necessarily need 6 of the products, I mean, they're still going to buy it because it's like, oh, it's a better deal.
Mm-hmm. How important is your cost of goods at that point?
Very important. I have again, huge thanks to you guys. I have a crazy gross. I think I have a gross margin of around $38.
Incredible.
So, even when I'm running at a $39, $40 CPA because of my AOV, which is a bit higher than the actual gross margin, I mean, I'm still profitable. And I've been able to, again, scale this super fast and I think pretty well for being new to Meta.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is due to just having really good cost of goods, not having to worry about chargebacks. I've tried every single fulfillment in the game. Chargebacks has always been an issue for me. I mean, I wouldn't be able to scale because I wouldn't have the margin because this product is very low ticket.
Right.
So having that margin is definitely super important because I can be at a 1.5, 1.6 ROAS. It's a 20% margin for me.
And is that like choosing the right product, right? Is that something you look for where like, hey, I need to have enough margin to be able to scale? How do you say, okay, the margins here are enough to be able to actually launch successfully? I want to talk more about your product validation.
So for me, I wouldn't say that. I would say more it's not about the margin because obviously you can always increase your AOV. You can always, make up that margin. So I don't really take that into account. I more so take into account my product research is literally just look for a product that people use every single day, like an alternative to that's better, right? So the whole point of my product right now and my brand, like we've branched out, we got like 12, 13 products now. The whole point is just common household items that every single person in the United States has, and we're just making them better. We're doing it better. And that's pretty much the product research right there.
So what I'm hearing is the demand, right?
Definitely.
As long as there's demand and you have a better solution, that's really the way that you're validating these products before you test them.
Exactly.
Because one out of 4 to hit 1 out of 4 products you tested and one of them just did 1.5 million in the last 6 months, like that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. No, it's definitely it's definitely just, again, like demand. Obviously it helps if it's like perfect example is like, Native, where everybody's, has their body wash, and then Native comes out and they do something completely different. It's body wash. Every single person in America uses body wash. And then, Native brings in the angle with like, oh, this is, there's chemicals in here and it's not healthy for you and it's bad for your body. And ours is all natural. And obviously it's just a product that most people, oh, it's a soap, whatever. Okay. But, they just exited for what, 100 mil? Crazy. And so it's just, again, just an item that every single person uses every single day, just doing it better. I think that's super important. I think a lot of people overlook that, and I think that a lot of people think that those products aren't going to work, when in reality it's like people look past products that are certain winners, and they don't test them because they're like, oh, like, that's stupid, I'm not going to test that. You know, I've seen the dumbest products do the best, and I've seen products that, like, I would personally buy not do good.
Interesting. This is the first time someone stayed away from the whole, oh, you need the wow factor, you need to find like the craziest item in the world that like no one's ever seen before, or something like that. And I think that's really interesting, because you're really focused on products that may be general to someone's eyes, but has that little spin, and it's a little bit different, a little bit better, but it's the demand's already there.
Yeah.
And I really like that, because then you're unlocking a massive audience, an audience hundreds of millions of people can buy. You know, you're not selling this small gimmicky thing that is super cool, but it's going to pump and dump in a month. Yeah. So that's really cool. Now, when you first found this product and you're launching these products, very cool that you test it for an entire week, right? More or less. And, you know, you're spending time rather than if, oh, it doesn't work, let me just move to the next thing, right? First of all, how do you come up with these ideas of iterations? What are you looking for?
So, I mean, this is the thing about ecom. When you do ecom, at least at first, like, it's one of those business models where you're wearing all the hats, and you have to, a lot of people, like, don't actually analyze the data in their ad accounts, and the data in your ad account is priceless. It tells you exactly what the problem is. It tells you, like, if your hook rate's bad, make new hooks. If your hold rate's bad, you know, make more engaging content. You know, if your CTR is bad, obviously your creative's bad. If your CPM's high, your creative's bad too. You know, if your creative's good, Meta's gonna reward you with lower CPMs. Then at that point, you know, it's like, okay, people aren't converting on the store, but my CTR is really good. Something, you know, maybe it's the offer, the lander. Maybe I'm not providing them with all the social proof or information they need. It's just a lot of things, honestly. It's, again, it's just more so, you know, being a data analyst for your own brand. And I think a lot of people just kind of skip past that and don't really pay much attention. You know, a lot of people are focused on, you know, CPCs and all this. You know, obviously CPC doesn't matter. You know, all the important metrics, people tend to just look past, and they're like, whatever, my CPC is good, I'm getting conversions, you know, and they could be doing it a lot better and a lot more profitably if they actually used the data that, you know, their ad account had.
So what specific metrics are you looking at?
So I think definitely hook rate and hold rate. They're custom metrics. I don't know the formulas off the top of my head, but those are super important, because I'm probably going to be the 100th person to say this, but creatives are probably the most important thing. I would say ecom is 90% a creative game. And so hook rate, hold rate, and click-through rate, I think, are I think most people who are doing big numbers know about them, but some people who aren't, you know, necessarily fully up to scale with a brand, they might not. And I think those metrics are the most important to look at. And obviously CPA. Very
cool.
But
yeah, and it's good that you also started to create like a brand, right, where you added these products and you've kind of like raised the AOV. What did that process look like to, first of all, nail a good AOV so you can scale, and adding the products? How did that all work? Because I know some people are watching this, they're doing drop shipping already. It's very easy for them to add products. Some of them are shipping from the US, and all different type of brand owners watching this podcast. What does that process look like, and how important was it for your actual scale?
So I don't know. It's hard to say. It's really hard to gauge that, because for the first 3-4 months of running this brand, I literally just sold the one product. I didn't have any upsells, post purchases, nothing. I had no crazy funnel or anything. It's just one product. And I was scaling at like a 30% margin, which is ridiculous, obviously. Now, you know, why I introduced these, why I started to worry about AOV is because, you know, obviously CPMs are rising. Everybody knows that. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the creatives being bad. More so, just for whatever reason, they're just, you know, media buying is becoming more expensive, and so basically I just was like, okay, so, you know, I'm already testing, you know, 30, 40 creatives a week. You know, what can I do at this point to have more margin. You know, I lowered my COGS with you at like the lowest. I don't like. I'm sure you might be making like 1 cent per order on me, but yeah, I mean, I was just thinking of ideas on like basically how to increase that margin, and what I thought of was just add more products, add a crazy upsell funnel, whether it's add to cart, post purchase. I think it's super important to actually read your reviews, read what people are commenting on your post, read what people are commenting about, competitors, right? So one of the comments I had like over 100 times is, drop this product, I can't do this with this one. I need another, type of product for that, right? So I dropped that product, added as a post purchase, put it at, some outrageous price, like $39.99, right? And it's literally the dumbest product in the world, right? And I give them half off. I think it cost me like $2 to fulfill that, maybe $3. I can't imagine it's more than that. And so it just adds $17 to the margin, just like that.
Incredible. I've seen that after-sell. Are you using after-sell? What's the post?
I'm using one-click upsell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like post-purchase upsells we've seen is like the craziest thing to add AOV. And talk about like being able to add products so freely. Like it took you, like you had this idea, you saw the customers saying, hey, like we need this product. And you're like, okay, sourced, boom, product on. Like within 48 hours.
So again, just more so with the, hold on, sorry.
Yeah.
More so just like with the actual product itself that I started the brand with. Again, it's just one of those products that like everybody uses. It's part of their daily routine, you know? And so basically my idea was just, perfect other products in their daily routine in this same niche and just offer them those same products as add to cart upsells. And my AOV went from like $40 to like $75. And it's been like about a month,
That's
2
awesome.
months probably with the upsells. And it's been crazy.
What a game changer.
Definitely.
I love that. And we've seen like from our clients, one of the most amazing things about what we offer is that people are able to add any products that are on AliExpress, right?
Yeah.
That, usually it would take them a few weeks to manufacture, a few weeks to get to a warehouse, a few weeks to actually launch. And it's like using Commercive, you can literally add it, boom, start selling, start fulfilling. And I love that. It really helps a lot of our clients. So when it comes to ads, you said you launched 30 to 40 creatives per week at one point.
Yeah, about that, yeah. Sometimes more.
What was your creative process behind that? Because that's pretty impressive.
So it's funny. I was actually deep in the trenches.
Locked in.
So I made all of my own creatives with AI. And
really?
Obviously I got UGC as well. I would say I'd spend like $1,000 a week on UGC. And then I would make my creatives and then make variations of winning creatives. So
you were making these creatives?
Yeah, I was doing everything.
I love that.
I tried hiring so many people.
They just don't understand.
Like at the end of the day, nobody cares about your brand the way that you do. And I tell people this and they look at me like I'm insane, like I have a third eye or something. And it's like, you could see making your own creatives as a low ROI activity or, wasting time or whatever. But if you're making your own creatives and you have a 20% hit rate as opposed to somebody in the Philippines making them with a 2% hit rate, I think that's time well spent. That's
so interesting.
I don't do that anymore.
Yeah. Have you found an editor?
Yeah, I found an editor and I basically sat in the trenches with him and taught him how to do everything.
Wow.
I sent him looms on everything.
SOPs.
Everything.
Was that like a tedious process, but something you're happy about now?
It was very annoying.
Okay.
Very annoying. But yeah, no, I'm definitely happy about it because now I have a lot more time. I can pretty much do whatever I want, whenever. Very grateful for that.
I love that.
Yeah, no, that was very, very good investment of time and money. I pay this guy like $400 like bi-weekly. So
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. By the way, I'm just going to pause real quick. Are they locked you in? Yeah. Try to open it, see if, push it all the way down.
Yeah, that's what I tried to do.
Just knock? It's okay. I wanted to pause it. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Thank you. All right. I know I felt bad. I wasn't sure because I kept seeing her try to open it. All right,
Yeah.
cool. That's awesome, dude. So that's crazy cool. And I think that, like, do you think that's one of the reasons why you were able to scale so fast? Because you just controlled on what actually brought you the revenue? Kind of like the 80-20 rule. They say like 80% of the results come from 20% of the effort that you put in. Was that like something you're like looking back, that was a huge part of my success with this brand?
I mean, I want to say it's a good part. I wouldn't say huge, just because I have one creative that has spent over $900,000 or like $700,000
Yeah.
something. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm just pulling numbers out of the air.
Yeah.
It spent
Majority of the spend.
majority of the
Yeah.
spend, whereas other creatives might get like, $1,000, $2,000. But I think that one creative, which I didn't make, that was my creator, my UGC creator made that. I think that takes most of the credit. But
That's awesome.
I mean, definitely having 30, 40 ads in your CBO that are all getting purchases at like
Yeah.
a 3-4 ROAS definitely helps.
Mm-hmm. Did you take that UGC creator, made that top ad, and just like pump a bunch more?
Kind of. So fun fact, I found my product organically on TikTok.
Right. Did you do any ripping at all? Content?
did.
Because most people do to start it off.
So
Yeah.
to start it off, I ripped a creative with who is now my UGC creator.
Right.
She was in the original creative, and she was basically doing like TikTok shop videos for the brand.
Mm-hmm.
And so I spammed her on TikTok, and I was like, stop making videos for these people.
Make it for me.
I want to pay you per video.
Smart.
So like, obviously, if you don't have, like, let's say you make a bad video, you spent all that time and you get no commission.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pay you per video. So no matter what, even if your ad does horrible, you're still getting paid for it.
Yeah.
And so I had her basically recreate the exact same ad, but with my product instead of my competitor's product, because I couldn't just like relabel, right? My competitor has a patent, so I needed a brand new product, but like the same concept,
Interesting. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I just had her completely rip the whole entire thing, put my product in there, and then that's been my top spender since like
Wow.
March.
Was that a battle to get her to agree to this?
Yeah, it was. She was making a lot of money on TikTok Shop, a lot with this product. I want to say she's made more money with me now, maybe, but yeah, I mean, I think on one video she made like $90,000 in commission or something.
Wow.
Yeah, or like insane, or something like that. Insane, because she told me that, and I was like, "What the? Like, I need to get on TikTok."
I love that. Have you listed the product on any other platforms, or you're solely
like
focused?
apart from Shopify?
Yeah, like TikTok or Amazon.
I haven't, no.
Okay.
I really do want to move into TikTok Shop and Amazon eventually.
And that's not an issue, because I see a lot of people who just focus on one thing. They usually do the best. They say you split your focus, you can't scale as hard.
I was just going to say, for me at least, it's easier to put 100% into one thing than trying to put 100% into 3, 4, 5 different things at the same time. Eventually, I do want to get on Amazon and TikTok Shop, because I'm definitely losing a lot of revenue.
Yeah, I was actually talking to someone the other day, and his whole offer is that he takes existing Shopify brands and pushes them on TikTok Shop, and then there's probably another guy for Amazon. That's actually interesting.
That is very interesting.
Yeah, so you don't have to focus on it.
I have like
for all those who do this stuff. So hit them up.
People who have copied my exact
Yeah.
branding and everything, and they're selling on Amazon, all doing like 1K orders a month.
Interesting.
So that sucks, but
yeah. Have you ever looked into creating something different about your product that you can potentially patent?
I've thought about it. I don't think I'm quite there yet.
Yeah.
So my product is in a very competitive niche, and on top of that, it's me and another guy selling it. There's nobody else selling it. He is a demon when it comes to DMCA.
And he's tried.
My ad accounts have randomly like gone missing or been banned for no reason. I used to wake up to a DMCA literally every single day. He's on Pacific time.
You know who he is?
Yeah, I know exactly
Oh,
who he is. He's on
sheesh.
Pacific time.
Commercive's
And
gonna.
so what he would do is he would DMCA me at like 3 a.m. Pacific time.
So your ads when you
So
wake up are off.
My ads when I woke up were off
Oh
for
my gosh.
probably, because that's like 6 a.m. Eastern. And I wake up at like 1 or 2 p.m. I'm not going to like lie. I don't have some crazy millionaire routine.
I love that.
But yeah, no, I'd wake up at like 1 or 2 p.m. And see that for the past 6-7 hours, I've been running ads to a lander that doesn't exist. That was a
Wow.
battle. And then also just, reporting creatives that my creator made me, claiming that it was his, stuff like that.
That's so shady.
He's a demon.
Yeah. And you're not the first person to tell us. Our top client, one of our top clients last week, he hit us up that he was DMCA attacked too. And that it is a big problem in the Shopify, even Twitter space.
Mm-hmm.
You go on Twitter and type in Shopify DMCA, you'll see message after message to Shopify saying that people are shutting their brands down without a proper DMCA. And Shopify actually is going after the people who do fake DMCAs.
I think that's good.
And they should. They should do
Yeah.
it harder. If Shopify is watching this, it
Yeah,
is
please.
something that clients of ours are, or anyone in the e-commerce industry,
Yeah.
it's happening to them on a weekly basis. And it's completely unfair
Oh,
because
yeah.
you are not copying anything from him. And competitors can shut someone's momentum down just like that,
Mm-hmm.
And needless to say, you could do that to them too.
You could, yeah.
You could if you wanted to, right? But obviously, like, you don't want to be that guy.
Yeah. The game's dirty.
But the
right?
game is dirty,
Like, the way I see it, I'll never be one to like fire DMCAs. Like, if you have a bunch of competition, just compete harder.
Yeah.
The only reason they're DMCA attacking you, like my competitor, is because he's scared. Because I'm doing something better than him.
Right.
He's not even running ads anymore right now.
That's crazy.
He's terrified. So
Yeah. Well, Harley, all the guys at Shopify, hit us up. We need to
Yeah.
direct. Well, we actually got that client back up within 12 hours.
that's fire.
Yeah, we just literally spammed a few guys that we know in the Shopify space, and they got it done. But yeah, it is a big
Typically,
issue.
they'll just counter.
Yeah.
They're not going to sue you.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not like
Off
advice.
camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, that does make sense. What drives you? Because you're 22. You're one of the most hungry individuals I know. I'm sure you have a lot more to go. Like sometimes podcasts, we never want to get it to our guest's head, right? Because you're just like in the brink of things. Like I'm sure we're going to talk about your future goals, but
Okay.
right. And let's start with that. What are some of your future goals?
Goal number 1 is to move out of Miami.
We were just talking about this.
Yeah.
He thought the traffic was bad in Miami.
Traffic, and this is my first time in New York, and the traffic is horrible. But yeah, no, move out of Miami. Just don't like the people, don't like the space. I think that ecom, the people in ecom, some of the people here are like the weirdest individuals you'll ever meet. And then just in Miami, or at least where I live in Miami and Brickell, everybody's a freak. Literally everyone's a freak. Nobody who actually makes money lives in Brickell.
Interesting.
And it's just like the YouTubers and,
Right.
it's like, I don't want to connect with those people.
But you live in Brickell, so you have to get out of there to say that.
I know. Yeah. I'm working on that.
Yeah.
My lease is up in like 2 months, and I'm out of there.
That's why we created the Commercive Award, because you got that on your chest, you're verified.
Oh yeah.
From the supplier.
People know.
People know. If you know, you
people
know.
are gonna know.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's sick.
Yeah.
Too, because a lot of people cap about stuff too. It's like if you don't stop talking about a mill if you don't have this chain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
20K orders, then you got to get the 100K orders next. That one's
We're
plated.
creeping up on that.
Yeah, 100K orders.
Yeah.
Okay.
Creeping up on that.
Because that has the gold plated.
Yeah, we're gonna be there very soon.
So
3 more months probably.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should have done 50 and 100. Ecom goals.
Ecom goals.
What are some of those for you?
I think my main goal right now is not to start doing black hat MRR, but is to actually just scale this business straight sale. I want to ideally exit this brand in 1.5 years, 2 years, for hopefully $5 million. my hopes are a little high, but I do think it's possible.
What do you have to do to get it to that 5 million mark?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's an e-commerce brand. It's a drop shipping store. You know, I'd probably get 2.5, 3x on, you know, total profit year to date. So, you know, two mil profit end of the year could probably make a 5 mil exit, I want to say.
And what are you missing or doing that you're not yet doing to get it to that number?
Just volume. Need more volume.
Creative volume? What type of volume?
Definitely creative volume.
Okay.
Yeah. Creative volume, budget, scale.
So you're gonna go into trench mode again.
Oh yeah, I'm in trench mode. I've been in trench mode since I've been in trench mode since I moved out here. Because I also, when I moved out to Miami, I was broke. I had like 12 bands in my bank account after paying my like last month in rent. And so I've just been in trench mode since then. And, you know, the bank account grows, but, you know, as the bank account grows, so does your goals. And it's kind of like, you know, you're looking at 10K and then you're looking at $250,000 and you're like, $250,000, okay, I need $500,000 now. $500,000, I need $1 million now, you know? Whereas like, you know, you're looking at 10K, you're like, oh, I need 20K, you know? It's like, it's weird.
It becomes a game, right?
Works. Yeah, it's like it's like leveling up.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, it's very, very interesting how it works. You look back and you're like, 10K. You keep going on those milestones.
Yeah.
And it just kind of becomes like a game now, right?
Yeah.
And what do you think was the biggest change for you? Was it 0 to 10K, 0 to 10K in your bank, 10 to 100K in a bank, or 100 to 250?
I think I think the hardest thing was the first 100K. I feel like a lot of people would say the first 10K probably if they're starting from like absolutely nothing. But I think the first 100K was the hardest just because of the positions that I put myself in, you know, being an idiot, you know, having bad business relationships, having people screw me over, getting scammed by people, you know, all of this plus moving out to Miami, you know.
Do you have a partner now?
On my brand? No.
Okay. Was that a choice that you're happy with?
Yeah. I mean, I think the right partner could definitely benefit. Two minds are always going to be better than one. I've just run a lot of partner stores where I've just been absolutely like ripped apart, screwed. So, and then also just business relationships in general. You know, I used to be a part of another ecom type business model. It wasn't necessarily drop shipping products or e-commerce brand. It's another. I don't really want to get into it. I don't want to talk about people who are not here to defend themselves. Yeah. But got screwed over. I've been screwed over by so many people, and then, you know, obviously spending money in the club, buying clothes, doing all this stuff in Miami because again, it's just, you know, you move to Miami, you start making more money, you gotta
fit in. You're saying,
yeah, exactly. But no, I really do I love clothes. But no, I spent way too much money for the first 3 months I lived down in Miami, and it was like, you know, I was making good money. I was netting like 50, 60, 70K profit, and then I'd look at my bank account at the end of the month and it would be like I made 20K, and I'm like, where did all this money go? Like,
wow. I like that you're bringing the truth to Miami a little bit.
I'm trying.
How were you able to like stop that crazy spending and that lifestyle? What changed, or what do you do for those who are living in a big city or hustle city? I mean, we know there's pros and cons to it. Yeah. So what did you do to kind of like trench mode? How did that happen?
So trench mode, hold on. So trench mode started when I had like $100,000 on hold with Shopify payments, and I had an Amex bill that was like $180,000. And if I were to pay that, my bank account would have went to zero. And this was back in like March. All of my payments were on hold. Like my life savings was on hold with Shopify. All the profit, everything. So basically what I did, I got third-party processing, and I just went trench mode. Because obviously, again, like even on third-party, it's already at a disadvantage because you don't have Shop Pay.
Yeah.
So it's never going to do as good as Shopify payments.
Right.
And I found myself in a hole. It's like when you go to the casino, you lose $500 and then you pull out $1,000, you make that, you make $1,000, you're like, okay, I'm up 500 now. Same concept, I lost 100K, I had to make back 200K. And then, it was all good, but yeah, no, trench mode started because I would have been screwed if I didn't lock in.
Right. Wow. See, in that moment, you're looking at the 100K locked up and you're like, why? And then it ended up turning out to be the thing that really accelerated you.
Yeah. I think that, it depends on the scenario, obviously, but I think I work very well under pressure when my back is like up against the wall.
Right.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people do. And even just like moving to Miami in general, like I said, I was broke, dude. Like I 10K in my bank after everything, and like it was like, dude, like how am I gonna pay rent like for 3-4 months? Like how am I gonna do this? And it's just like, you're forced to do better. You're forced to work harder. You're forced to want it more than if you were, comfortable. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that I make and am continuously making, even though I am in trench mode. When I'm comfortable, I'm comfortable. I'm not doing nothing.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense. You're 22, and I guess that happens. The biggest thing for me when I got married and had a kid, it just took all the comfortability away.
Yeah.
But even me, it happens to everyone. But I love how you snap back each time.
It's easy to it's so easy to get like trapped in that, like you're just not doing anything. It's like you go to the gym for 7 months straight, you skip a week, and then you never want to go back.
Yeah.
Same concept with business, where it's like take a week off, the next week you're going to dread making creatives, you're going to dread working, even if it's something as little as like sending like concepts to your editor, you're not going to want to do it. Like,
so how do you push yourself to do it?
Again, it's just one of those things where it's like I don't.
It's either you die the business, or
not necessarily like the business dies, but more so just like this is gonna sound cliche, but I love what I do. I love ecom. I think it's super fun. I was trying ecom for like a year before I made any sales. And I was just spending, and I had no problem with it because I loved it. It was so fun. I loved making websites. I loved, this was back on TikTok. I was making my own creatives and everything, and I just loved it. It was so fun. It was like a video game to me.
So you didn't like it at first, and then you started loving it.
I mean, I did like it at first. I just didn't have a lot of capital. So it was kind of like a slow climb. But no, I really do love it.
Yeah.
It's so fun. There's nothing to hate other than Shopify payments and Stripe. But other than that,
you've been chilling. Let's talk ads for a second, because you have an interesting CBO structure.
Yeah.
Talk about that, because we were connecting about that at the, what was it, the Commercive boat event or one of the yacht events we were at recently.
Probably.
What does that look like? How do you scale those CBO so fast?
So my campaign structure is super simple, bro. It's one CBO with, a main winning ad set, and then every new concept that I test gets its own ad set.
Okay.
And then any creatives that do very, very well, they get moved over to the winning ad set. You just duplicate the ad, keeps all the impressions, all the comments, everything. It's all good. And to scale up so fast, because my brand that I'm running right now still, it went from doing $700 days to doing $15,000 days in a week. And I was just Chad scaling, bro. I was just tripling, like not tripling, but like raising my budget like every 3-4 sales, just raising it 20-30%, and depending on the ROAS. And I scaled up pretty quickly. And then
were you resetting it every night, or
not resetting it fully? Like I wouldn't ever like go back down to like $100 or something. So what I would do is, let's say the budget at the end of the day was at like 30 grand and it spent 10 grand. What I would do is lower it to about half of what it spent. So I would lower it to 5K, and then I would start the next day off at 5K.
Cool. You got some breathing room. I like that. Very interesting. Ads is like, do you think that in the importance level, where does ads go?
Like the actual creative or like the media buying?
Well, you talk about creative. It seems like creative for you is like number one.
Yeah, it's up there.
Okay. And then the way that you set up ads, everyone has a different strategy. Have you like seen that it doesn't really matter? Is it more the creative, or do you feel like your system, how you did it, was like the most optimal?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Media buying in itself might be 2% of a business's success.
How?
I don't think campaign structure matters. I mean, I could be wrong. Again, I just started running Facebook, so I don't really, I'm not too experienced, but from what I've seen, it doesn't matter. I've seen people with ABO cost caps ripping. I've seen bid caps rip. I've seen CBOs. I've seen Advantage Shopping Plus, something I would never run. Stuff like that works. I really don't think media buying matters as much as people think it does. I think it's more so just
distraction, maybe.
Yeah, it's just the creatives are definitely on top. Media buying is just something like, it's like, okay, like, if you throw 50 ads into a campaign, one of them's gonna do good.
Yeah.
I think people are too OD about that.
Okay. I like that you just brought out the truth on that.
Yeah.
Because everyone has like their way. Like if you're not doing it this way,
oh yeah,
then they're like, you can't get success.
There's always this is the thing. There's always the media buying and like, oh, I have the best ad strategies. Like, oh, in the products, I have winning products. The blueprint. This is all just things to make you want to purchase info from somebody.
Right.
And they sell you this because it's like, I mean, realistically, at the end of the day, maybe like 3% of all info sellers like actually know what they're doing. And
who did you learn from that you felt maybe you want to shout them out?
Dude.
Maybe it's a YouTube channel. Maybe it's a mentor. Where's your go-to place for information?
This is going to sound dumb, but trial and error, bro.
Interesting.
My first ever time investing into a mentor, again, not going to name him, got brutally scammed. Paid this kid my last $2,500. And he didn't know a thing about ecom. And the reason I paid him, of course, he had a Lamborghini. I was a kid. I was like, dude, like, you kidding me? Like, this guy knows what he's doing, right?
Yeah.
Not knowing about the whole, spider web of like, okay, sell info, buy a car you can't afford,
finance it for
overhead.
38 years.
Yeah, it's like not knowing any of that.
Yeah.
I was just young and dumb, and I got completely scammed and kind of had to figure it out myself. It's funny too because later on I was looking into my Telegram messages and I was messaging this kid like every day. I was like, yo, bro, like, what do I do here? Yo, what's up with this? Yo, can we hop on a call? Yo, you said there's gonna be like one-on-one meetings. You're like, yo, bro, like, didn't answer me at all. Started posting results in his chat. He's texting me. He's like, yo, bro, you wanna hop on my YouTube, tell everyone how I taught you? And I was like, nah, dude, no, I don't want to do that.
That's crazy. Wow.
But no, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, investing in the right info is one of the best investments you can make.
Yeah.
I'll die on that hill. I think, bro, honestly, I can't really shout anyone out.
Yeah.
I can shout out my boy Adam. He helped me a ton when I was first starting Facebook. Again, I didn't really know anything. He helped me a ton. Ahmed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ahmed helped me a ton too.
Yeah, he's a G.
Frankie, when I first started Meta, what a dope guy.
Yeah.
Never bought his course or anything. I would just DM him and he would like straight up text me and be like, yo, this, like, no, like, that's not how you do things. Like, such a good guy.
Love that.
Other than those three, bro, no, honestly, I can't.
Good.
I can't say that anybody is like, I think it is just trial and error.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of like pick pieces up from everywhere. It's kind of like a puzzle and you try things out and you double down on what's working.
Yeah.
And it's also, you had a lot of confidence from the beginning. You're like, I'm just going to figure it out. I'm going to go. Like, there's no perfect strategy. I got to just make the best out of it.
Exactly.
That's what I love about the system that you've kind of like created for yourself. Let's talk logistics. It's always a topic for the Commercive Pod, right?
Yeah.
How did you hear about Commercive?
I heard about honestly, I think the Commercive Instagram DM'd me one time.
Cool.
And
outreach team, nice.
I don't remember what happened.
Were you running the brand at that point?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. So they came in and we beat your COGS?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, at first, no.
Okay.
But then you did.
Right.
Right. So I think, I don't know, you must have been someone's first day or something. But yeah, no, I mean, I
New
remember
rep
they
assigned to the new guy.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
They DM'd me the actual account. And I was like, what the? That's
Yeah.
weird. Okay, cool. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll get a quote, whatever.
Cool.
And then they were like, yeah, like the boat event, come to I got the quote, and I was like, it's not bad.
At the Miami boat event,
Mhm.
were you working with Commercive at that time yet?
I was not, no.
Okay,
That was
cool.
the first time I met you. And then later that night I texted you, and I was like, yo, bro, like, you guys sent me this quote. I need a lower, bro. I want to work with you guys. I want to give it a shot, because it's the only fulfillment I've ever, not worked with at that point.
That's incredible. For those who don't know how Commerce operates, like, in a short summary, like, what do we do for you?
Dude, I mean, you guys handle, everything fulfillment related, my whole entire back end of shipping, and you work very well with my customer service reps, my VAs. I never have to look in the chat. The only thing I have to do is pay the invoice. That's all I have to do. Everything's super smooth. If there is ever a problem, which normally there isn't, super easy to solve. You guys just either refund them, we'll refund the customer, and you'll refund me the COGS. Whatever the case might be. And for the amount of volume I'm doing, there really isn't ever that many problems, man. I mean, obviously no fulfillment system is flawless.
Right.
I'm not gonna sit here and be like, 100%, like, it's all good.
Yeah.
And maybe for every 40,000 orders, there's 10 people who have problems with something, but it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, that is a good ratio. What was your peak per day in amount of orders that we were processing for you?
At one point I was doing 500-600 orders a day.
Okay.
And it was all being processed by you guys.
So the process is you reached out to us. Talk about the onboarding process. How did that look like?
I literally just shot you a DM. I was like, yo, bro, I need you to beat this price. And you were like, all right, cool, let me group you. You grouped me with some people. They beat the price, and I was like, all right, let's do it.
That's it. And we integrate into your store.
Easy as that, yeah.
Send you invoice for the products. Pay it. We ship it. Simple. Cool. And it's it's crazy how it's that simple. Yeah. And it's we've created that. What is one thing that you would have to say to those people who are using another private agent about Commercive?
This could get a little.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to start a war with.
You don't have to mention any names. But.
I'm not gonna name anyone, but what I will say is, again, I've used every single fulfillment service, and Commercive has been the best for me. And even I put everybody on, and I'm not a guru, right? I'm not telling you this because I'm getting paid to, or I'm not getting paid at all. I would never tell people to use something because of a referral fee or something. I don't care about that. I refer people to good services that need more business and deserve it. And I can 100% vouch for Commercive being the best U.S.-based fulfillment. And obviously, you don't want to fulfill with the Chinese random people.
It's true. There is a lot of Chinese agents that it's kind of scary. We've heard crazy horror stories, and appreciate that testimonial there. It means a lot. And we've loved working with you, and we've given you special service for sure. Yeah. But we do that. We do that with guys.
I appreciate that.
We invest in great people, and it always comes back to us. And congrats on the 20K order award. We'll see you at the 100K order award. And like I said, if you want to work with a US based company that does fulfillment from China and does everything for you, get you better cost of goods for those who are scaling, hit us up, commercive.co for a free quote. Dude, it was so awesome having you on. We're going to go explore New York City a little bit.
Bro, yeah.
And we're going to get some steaks maybe, get some drinks, get some Chrome Hearts, get you iced out maybe. We're going to go pick up the chain. We have a special one made for you with your name on it and 20K order. So we're going to go pick it up from the shop. And excited to see it's on the Diamond District. So
let's
TikTok Central. So we're gonna go hop over there, guys. Hope you enjoy. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, like button. We're new to this YouTube stuff, but hope you guys enjoyed the value. We'll see you in the next one. Peace, everybody.
Peace.